Boom, welcome back. My name is Simba the Speaker, and I am your cleaning guide to remote cleaning business success. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe. If you feel like you have gotten value from this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Please and thank you. We have our free remote cleaning community as well. I'll drop the link in the back, in the details of the video. With that, you can get ebook, free courses. We're gonna be doing webinars. We're just gonna be having a blast within that, so definitely check that out as well. Once again, if you felt that I gave some value in this video, or you felt that I tried to put effort into giving value to this video, just please give me a thumbs up. That would help. That's really all the support that I would really need. But once again, welcome back. And today I want to talk about something that I hear a lot of people asking about, right? I want to talk about invoicing. How do we charge clients? How do we invoice clients, right? How do we collect payments? So forth and so on. So we are going to get to that actually. I want to get to that today, and we will start now. How to invoice clients. How to invoice clients. As you know, I'm going to use my straight line that I like to use. That's actually a really good one. How to invoice clients, right? So we're running a remote cleaning business, right? Remember this, right? It's a remote cleaning business, right? Remote. So when we put remote, what is the point of that, right? It's done from at home or whatever your location is from the laptop, right? So we're gonna say at home / laptop, right? So with that being said, right, you typically are not gonna be able to get cash, right? And one thing you don't want to do is have your cleaners be the one to collect cash for a plethora of reasons, right? Simply, maybe you don't want them to know how much you charge their client. So, maybe you haven't built trust with a certain cleaner or subcontractor, you can't guarantee that they will bring that money back to you. Even beyond that, think about the inconvenience of the cleaner having to go to the place, clean the property, then have to take that money, find a way to deposit it or do whatever, and, bring it back to. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. So, if that's the case, it wouldn't be a remote cleaning business, right? How do we invoice clients, right? How do we invoice clients? So, before we continue, let's talk about the old way, right? So, the old way of invoicing clients through a cleaning business was collecting cash. That was the old way, collecting cash, right? And the problems with those, like there was a little bit of cons to this, right? The problem to collecting cash was one, it was the inconvenience of your clients having to get cash, right? Especially as we became more digital, like clients having to always go to the bank to get cash became a little inconvenient, right? And the thing about it, when you're in business, you want to be as convenient as possible to your clients, right? The business that can make the process of whatever you're providing to that client, right? Whatever process it takes to provide a service or product, the business that can make it as convenient as possible to the client usually will end up, I would say, being the client's favorite business. So we're talking one about the cons, the client or clients having to get cash. Another con is having to rely on the cleaners to bring back the cash. Relying on cleaners to bring back the cash. And another thing then, right, so we have the relying on cleaners to bring back the cash, especially now if you think about it, now if it's not remote, right, let's say you're having like an office or a warehouse, so now you have to have that central location, that office or warehouse, and when the cleaner comes back to the den, bring back the cash, right? So that also becomes a thing. Another thing, if we want to add to that, is you having to go to the bank, or say the biz having to go to the bank. Obviously, this would be for deposits, right? So having to go to the bank to do deposits, right? And the thing about this, if we're running a remote cleaning business a lot, this is just all inconvenient. It's just a lot. It's just a lot to do, right? So that was the old way of how things were done, right? Of how the, I guess, traditional cleaning industry was done. But now when we go to the new way, right? We'll talk about the modern way. The reason we can run a remote cleaning business, right? Things have become a lot more modern, right? We've been able to do things like charge clients and deposit money. Even now, you can deposit checks straight through your app, right? So things. Oh, cool. That's cool. Pretty cool era, right? So we have the modern way of things, right? And things have become a lot more convenient. And this is how we invoice clients. And that's why this video won't be a long video, but I just want to talk about this. This is how we invoice clients. Utilizing merchant services. So that can be, we'll put Stripe, Square, merchant services, and CRM to charge clients. Right? So even if, right, and I'm gonna just talk about something, even if you wanted to send an invoice, right? Yeah, let's say you want to send an actual invoice. Sometimes clients require actual invoice. You can still send invoices using Stripe or Square, right? And you can create those invoices and send them digitally, right? So this is the new way, right? This is the more modern way. This is the more efficient way in which a client can pay for a service without having to go to the bank and get cash, right? Without having to do too much. Now they can go to their card, put the information in, you charge the bank, right? So we use our CRM. This is why it's important to have the CRM and the Stripe. I talk about this when I talk about my previous video on the stack. These are two important things to have because the CRM connects with the merchant services that you can charge the client right through your calendar. You can charge your client right through your calendar. So with that being said, we're utilizing merchant services and the CRM to charge clients, right? We can charge them right through the calendar. It makes it very easy, makes it very convenient for them. Customers like that, they don't have to sit there and actually go get cash. This is the modern way here. This is how you invoice clients. If we want to make it even better, I'm going to give you guys a nice golden tip. Using a CRM, we can put a hold on the card for the fund. We can hold the funds in advance. I personally do 24 hours in advance, right? I usually personally do 24 hours before I did the same day, but sometimes with having to cancel, it could be a problem, right? So we can sit there and not only can we charge the clients, we can hold the fund, and if the funds are not available, we can reach out to the clients, and if we don't get any answer or maybe they just don't have the funds or something going on, then you can cancel the client. You can cancel the client. So for me, this is the modern way of invoicing. If you're talking about how to invoice, I would invoice a client by charging them through the CRM. What we do as well is we use the CRM to put a hold. Use the CRM to put a hold on the funds in advance. Another thing we do is we collect card information. We collect the card information as a form of holding the appointment. So this is technically how we would really do, right? We would book them. We would book them, and before completing the booking, we'll collect the card to hold the. We'll collect the card information to hold the appointment, right? And then the day before the appointment or the morning of, some people do the morning of, we use the CRM to hold the funds in advance. But after the cleaning is finished, we'll then use the CRM to simply charge the client. We'll use the CRM to simply charge the client. So just like that, that is how we would currently invoice. That's how you can currently invoice. And the good thing is when you have a recurring client, like all you have to do is go to your calendar and simply, boom, just charge them at each time, right? It's not hard at all, and that goes back to what I was saying when we're talking about as you get things automated, you get systems in your business. We're talking about an hour to two max, maybe just an hour a day to get these things going, right? It takes what, maybe 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds to simply go on the calendar, charge the client, right? Maybe we're talking about the process of turning to sign into booking koala, going on the calendar and charging the client. We're talking about less than a minute, right? So this is how we like to invoice our client. We make sure that we get their card information when we are getting ready to book the client, right? And once we get the card information, the day of or maybe the morning of, we hold the funds to make sure the funds are available. If they're not available, from then we may cancel the appointment. You don't just cancel. Obviously, call the client, see what's going on. Sometimes they'll give you a card to hold the appointment, but the actual card to actually they're gonna use to pay for the appointment may be a card. So follow up. But if you get no answer, because there's times that I've gotten no answers, then we cancel the appointment. And then when the cleaning is actually done, we go into CRM and simply charge the client for the appointment. And that's right there is how you would do some invoicing, right? And that's how you would systemize it. That's how you can automate it. Because if you want, you can get VA some type of admin access to be able to do that. And all you have to do is look at the numbers, right? And technically, going back to some of my previous videos, you can hire a VA that sends you the data, sends you a report. When it comes to the numbers, you may want to obviously look at it yourself. But right there is how we would charge the client. Very simple, very easy, very straightforward. And like I said, if you wanted to send an invoice, maybe you're doing a commercial client and they actually require an invoice, we'll just use that merchant service, which is a Square or Stripe, and we can send them invoice. Even actually in the CRM, you can send them an invoice using the CRM as well. But just like that, that's how we would do it. Like I said, if you found value within this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe to the channel as well. We come out with videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Once again, if you look in the details of the video, you will find a link to the community for the remote cleaning business, the free community, where you can get the free ebook as well as the courses and other pieces of resources that will help you start and scale your remote cleaning business. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Peace.